Today, Tiffany Kairez of the OneTar joins me to list which tabletop games she thinks the most people are playing and earns a gift certificate for a viewer in the process. It's coming up on this episode of the game show about showing games. Who's playing what now? Hello and welcome to Who's Playing What Now? The show where a guest contestant attempts to guess which board and tabletop games were played the most last month. And the better their picks, the bigger the prize that they're going to win for a randomly selected viewer. Our gameplay statistics are provided by BoardGameGeek.com and are based on the number of unique users who log a play of each game. So I encourage you to log the games that you've been playing to add your vote to our stats. Now, Tiffany's going to try and guess the games that are being played the most, but just to keep things interesting and to prevent us from listing the same games over and over again each month, I'm going to reveal now the top 10 most played games from last month. These games are going to be off limits to Tiffany, so she's going to need to be a bit crafty and pick games that were played most often, but not among these 10 most often played, which were Root, featuring asymmetric player powers and published by Leader Games, introduces the next evolution of the mechanisms introduced in Vast. The Mind! Now, who would have guessed that sitting in stone silence around a table with several friends could be such a popular pastime? Brass Lancashire, which is the predecessor to Brass Birmingham, which was also recently published by Roxley Games. Splendor! This set collection game is still hitting the table frequently over 4 years after being first published in 2014. Sagrada, in which players draft dice and use tools of the trade to carefully construct a stained glass window masterpiece. Scythe, an engine building game set in an alternate 1920s timeline that's full of farming, war, strategic decisions, and giant rusted machines. Kingdomino, which is dominoes with a kingdom-building twist in which players attempt to obtain the best plots of land for their kingdom. Gloomhaven, which is a game set in a persistent world of shifting motives in which players must work together to explore the dark corners of the world. Terraforming Mars, in which mega corporations initiate huge projects to transform the Martian landscape into a world inhabitable by the human race. And Azul, in which players draft tiles to create patterns, decorate their palace, and score points while trying to mitigate waste and lost points. And before we start the game, I want to mention that this episode, our contestant will be playing to earn a CoolStuffInc.com gift certificate for a viewer. Whether it's card games, board games, miniatures, RPGs, or supplies, you'll find the cool stuff that you're looking for in stock at CoolStuffInc.com. And speaking of prizes, let's get started earning it by getting back to the studio to start the game by welcoming our contestant, Tiffany Kairez, to the show. Hey Tiffany, so how are you doing? What have you been working on, and what's a game that you've played recently?
Hey Charles, I'm doing pretty good. Most recently, the game that I've been playing the most is 2 games. One, Welcome To, because I will always be playing Welcome To forever and for always. I should have put that in my list. And then the second game that I've been playing the most is Ticket to Ride New York, because it's Ticket to Ride and it's like quick, fast Ticket to Ride, but I love Ticket to Ride and it's brutal. It's a brutal version of Ticket to Ride and it's fantastic.
Oh, I knew it was it's like 20, 30 minutes, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's like 10 to 15.
Oh, it's that short. Okay, because I knew it was really brief. I didn't realize it was brief and brutal, though. So it's pretty... Ooh.
It's a very small map of Manhattan, and you only have 15 cars.
Oh.
And so it goes very quickly, and the ticket values are about the same as they would be in normal Ticket Ride. Yeah, it's very quick. I usually play it a couple times in a row when I play it, but I like it. It's very well done, it's very well executed, and it's Ticket to Ride in a much more consumable time frame that I feel better fits kind of like the mental complexity or weight of that title, for me at least now. So.
I'm going to have to check that one out then, because I didn't realize it was so cutthroat. And have you brought your list of what you think are some of the most played games of the last month?
I didn't know I was supposed to prepare. I was going to wing it. I'm ready to wing it. I have some ideas in my head.
You know what? We'll try that and let's see how it goes. And I have pulled a name out of the comments from last month's video. So you are going to be playing to win a gift certificate for G. Krieg, who posted this comment here, which I'm showing on screen right now. Let's see if we can get some good games picked and increase the pot for this player. With round 1. You're going to pick 5 games for this first round. You're going to earn a penny per player. So what is your pick for your very first one?
I'm going to go with Ganz schön clever.
Oh, that's a very popular choice recently. What led you to pick that one?
Well, I know a lot of people that are obsessed with playing it, but they mostly play it on the app. And I don't know if those people log the plays, but I'm going to hope that at least 50% of them, maybe, have logged the plays. I know I'm addicted to it on the app, and then I've only played it in person 5 times, but I still want to play it in person whenever I can. So that's why I'm going with Ganz schön clever.
That is a very popular pick. It was very popular last month, and I think you're onto something with a lot of carryover from people that are potentially logging their app plays, because Ganz schön clever overall was number 13 for the month with 1,428 plays. So right out of the gate, you just earned $14.28 for our lucky viewer there.
Yeah!
So you're off to a great start.
Yay!
Let's continue right on then to your second pick. What's your pick for game number 2?
I'm going to go with My Little Scythe. Well, Scythe is super popular, and My Little Scythe has had a lot of buzz going into it, and it's been in stores for about a week and a half, in addition to the Gen Con release. So I'm hoping people have had time to get the game, be excited about the game, and then play it. Though they could have my problem, which is they get the game, are excited about the game, open it, get amazed at the minis, and decide they don't want to play it until they paint the minis. So I'm hoping more people are willing to play it with unpainted minis than with minis. That's my hope.
All right. I mentioned that we have the top 500 most played games here, and My Little Scythe is in the upper region, but I think there are probably a few people that have had mini painting paralysis, because it comes in at number 118 on our list with 435 plays.
Oh man, too many people have mini paralysis. Just play unpainted, people.
Well, My Little Scythe that didn't rank as high as Ganz schön clever, but you still have 3 more picks in this first round to help bring that up. So let's get right on. What is your pick for number 3?
Okay, so it's an older game, but it's been re-released with some pretty snazzy art. So I'm hoping the game has had a resurgence of popularity.
The game is by the same designer as The Mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you think maybe there's some spillover there with people getting excited about The Mind and going, oh, I'm going to go check out his other games too, and maybe that would boost up the game a little bit?
Maybe. I think more people, because the game was available for so long, the new edition from Pandasaurus, which is available at Target, which has beautiful art. I love the art of that version. I know a lot of people that are buying that and then playing The Mind with that. So I'm wondering if that's what's boosting The Mind's popularity, is people, because you can't actually really get a copy of The Mind yet. It's not available in stores yet, because Pandasaurus sold out really fast of their one thing.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are buying the game deck from Target and then just playing The Mind with it.
That's quite possible. I think I've played The Mind with 7 different people at this point, and every single person has used a different deck from some other weird game. So I absolutely can see that happening, them buying a Mind deck to use that.
Yep.
All right, let me look that up real quick.
Oh no, he had to look it up. That means it's not on there.
I've given away a clue here.
No.
Well, the game does come in higher than My Little Scythe at number 95. And that means it also has a few more plays with 473 total plays for last month. You are now up to about $23.36 earned, which is, nothing to scoff at right there. And with 2 more picks, there is a really big chance here to increase that even further. So what is your pick for game number 4 on your list?
Oh, I'm too, it's not gone so well for me. I'm so nervous. it's not out yet. Okay, maybe Blue Lagoon. Blue Lagoon, the new reskin of the Reiner Knizia game, which is like super challenging.
Okay, Blue Lagoon, it is on our list, but it is a fairly new one. Did it come out at Gen Con? Was it a Gen Con release?
Technically, but it was in stores right before Gen Con, too.
Right before. Okay. It is on our list. It is at number 293 on the list with 190 plays of it.
I'm going too new. That's my problem. Going too new. I gotta roll it back.
There may be a strategy. There may be a strategy in going with some old favorites. I'll tell you that. Last month I was surprised at some of them that were in the top of the list last month. So whether you go new or old, hit me with what is your pick for number 5.
I'm gonna go with an old classic. I'm gonna go with Jaipur.
Ooh, unexpected.
I love Jaipur. It's only 2-player. It's from GameWorks. I forget the designer off the top. It's Sebastian something, and it has been out for a long time, but it consistently sells out print runs, like very quickly. It is a very good, solid 2-player game.
That is true. And it's also a good, solid pick because it is number 35 on the list with 773 plays. So that brings us up to $32.99 for our gift certificate and ends round 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recalibrate and set up for round 2. So we'll be right back with round 2. There's going to be 5 questions in this round, and each correct answer here is going to be worth $13 towards the gift certificate. Yeah. So I'm going to give you 2 games, and all you got to do is tell me which of the 2 got more people to play it.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
So here is the first of 5. Which game had more people play it? Century Spice Road or Century Eastern Wonders?
Century Spice Road.
All right. Century Spice Road had 939 different people play it, and Century Eastern Wonders had 953.
Oh.
It was so close.
So I wonder if like a lot of those people are playing both combined and they're logging both play. Like, how do you log the combined play of that? Do you log each individually?
Do you have to
Is that why it's so close?
Perhaps. Oh, that's a good point. Because that's a technicality. Those Eastern Wonders plays technically may have been Spice Road plays. So, who knows?
Right?
You brought logic to the fight. So, okay. Game number 2 in this round. Which was played more? Clank, a deck building game, the original, or Clank in Space?
Whoa. I feel like original Clank. Because it has more expansion. So if they're playing with the expansion, maybe they just log the base game instead of the expansion? I'm going with the base game.
All right. Locking that in? All right. Well, that was a very good strategy there because Clank in Space had 478 different people play it, and Clank, the original, 893. So you like Clank blew away the other option there. So perfect. So that is $13 coming up. Get that plugged in. Ooh, now we're rolling. And let's roll on to the third of 5 picks here with Spirit Island versus Forbidden Island. Ooh.
I'm gonna go. Oh, that's rough. I feel like really probably Forbidden Island had been played more. Like in the grand scheme of the universe, I feel like Forbidden Island has been played more this month. But it's more of a casual game, and so I feel like it probably was played by people that won't log the plays. Whereas Spirit Island is a more heavy, involved, cooperative game. And more of a gamer's game, as you would say, and those people would be more likely to log. So I'm gonna go with Spirit Island.
Your intuition there was right on target because Forbidden Island had 436 different players, but Spirit Island, 760 people logged it. So Spirit Island was the one that had more players. So woohoo! Let's see if we can keep this rolling with number 4, which is going to be either Istanbul, the dice game, or Bang, the Dice Game?
I feel like it's going to be kind of a similar thing. So I feel like Bang the Dice Game is more something that casual gamers would be playing and not logging. Whereas Istanbul the Dice Game would be more something that gamers would be playing and logging. The problem is I don't think it's like super widely available. I haven't seen it a lot of places. So...
You got an argument for each one going on now.
I do. I'm gonna go with Istanbul the Dice Game because it was a Gen Con, so people probably bought it and they're playing it a lot and logging that.
I will tell you, it was pretty close. With Istanbul the Dice Game having 371 different players, but Bang came out with 400. So Bang edged it out a little bit. But
that's surprising.
But we have our fifth pick, which is going to be Lords of Hellas going up against Lords of Waterdeep. You got a brand new shiny one full of minis versus an old favorite.
That's so rough. That's so mean. I feel like...
They both had Lord in the title, so...
Yeah. I know where you're coming from thematically for it. I think Lords of Waterdeep, and you know why?
Well, why is that?
Because the new Waterdeep, adventure set from Dungeons & Dragons drops this month. Stores actually have available now. It'll be available worldwide for everybody, I think, on the 12th.
Okay.
Or the 20th. But it's all in Waterdeep, and it's all set in Waterdeep, and it's all a Waterdeep adventure, and Waterdeep is coming back to D&D, and D&D is super hot right now and popular, so I think people are playing Lords of Waterdeep to get themselves psyched up for the new Waterdeep campaign adventure set.
Oh, you think people got Waterdeep on the dome, so they're breaking out Lords of Waterdeep? Okay. Is that your final answer there?
That is my final answer.
All right. Well, Lords of Hellas had 212 people play it, and Lords of Waterdeep, people brought it out to get themselves psyched up because 743 people brought that thing out to the table this last month. So, boom! Did it again.
Yay!
All right, so after all is said and done, you actually had a pretty respectable game here. You earned $71.99 for viewer G. Krieg. And so he's going to get that gift certificate, and I will provide some information on how he can collect that and how anyone viewing can enter to win next month's prize that another person will be playing for. But in the meantime, before that, Tiffany, tell us, where can we find you on the internet and what you've been up to?
Well, you can find me on the internet on Twitter. I hang out on Twitter a lot. I'm the One Tar on Twitter. Can I do this and have magical text appear? I'm the One Tar on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know if he's actually going to add that, but I've done it. I also have a YouTube channel, which is the One Tar. And my husband and I, we stream board games. We play on Twitch, and then we post to YouTube later. But we play on Twitch at the One Tar on Twitch. I'm the One Tar everywhere, basically online that you can find. And yeah, I also occasionally make YouTube videos about board games or thoughts or things and stuff.
Well, I'm really glad that you could join me today. And you got to win some money for a viewer to boot, so that's pretty awesome. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to wrap up the show. Okay, if you were this month's winner, you will find a comment pinned to the top of the comments below this video that provides instructions on how to contact me at Pair of Dice Paradise to claim your prize. So I look forward to hearing from you. And to enter to win next episode's prize, simply post your own comment mentioning a game that you've recently played in the comments below. And be sure that your comment includes the hashtag Who's Playing What Now. And when we record next episode, we'll first randomly select a comment, and that viewer will be the one that my contestant will be playing for. Until then, I've been Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise and Board Game Geek. Take care, and let's go play some games. Today, Tiffany Kyres of the One Tar joins me to list which tabletop games she thinks are the most people are playing this. With the first sentence. Messed up the first sentence. This is good sign.